Hi. Video or two back I was talking about a sommelier and I mentioned a book that I had picked up. Well, I'm going to talk about that book today because it's kind of an interesting little thing. It's called The Essential Scratch and Sniff Guide to Becoming a Wine Expert. It's by Richard Betts, who is a master sommelier. Now this is kind of fun. It's a real simple, easy book. I mean, the pages are about an inch thick here. So I'm just going to kind of go through and talk about a little bit. The obvious thing here is, from the title, Scratch and Sniff. Well, you think that's kind of a cool idea. It's like, oh, what does this, that, or the other smell like? Because I've never heard of that before. So you go through the book and you find some little things in here. There's one. Up here, he's got a little tiny finger. I don't know if you can see that or not. Well, he's talking about the olfactory world of fruit. So in big fruity letters here, if you zoom in, you can see those are just little bits of fruit. Alright, so you go up here and you scratch and you sniff. Okay, it smells like printed book to me, but let's try that again. Oh yeah, there's a little bit more fruitiness there. It's kind of a berry flavor, and I don't know what he says it's supposed to smell like. I went through this a while back, so I don't remember all of them. It was kind of fun and interesting, and he talks about red and black fruit, red and black berries. So you got strawberries and cherries and things like that on one side. Then you've got raspberries and blueberries and such on the other side. So then he's got smells, and he mentions all the wines that are kind of associated with those. Then he goes into the white ones, and he's got some citrusy fruit and some stone fruit. And of course sniffing and scratching the whole way through. Now we come into wood and some earthy tones. Now this is where I had a problem. Down here, I don't know if you can see it, it's dill. It's got the little scratch and sniff on there. And it smells like about anything except dill. So I don't know if they got the wrong sticker on this one or what. Now there's another one in there someplace that two of them smell to me exactly alike, and they're supposed to be completely different, so I don't know. Let me try this one, vanilla. That smells more like the wood one, but anyway, it's a cool idea and it's a fun book, just playing around with it that way. But what really shines though, if I can find it, here it is. There's a little chart that comes in the back of the book, a little pocket back here. Now he's all the way through this book, he's talking about these concepts, and then they're actually drawn out on this little chart, which I don't know how well that's going to show up, but top half up here is your reds, and the bottom half is your whites. Now I'm going to just go through this a little bit with you. This could be really boring otherwise, but he's taken the same concepts that he talks about in the book, along with the scratchy, sniffy bits. And remember, we had the berries on the reds, the red berries and the dark berries, and we had the other things. Well, he's got these all broken up the same way here. So you start in the very middle here, and it's like, okay, you've got red on this side, and on the bottom in this little bitty circle is white. Okay, so if you're looking at white, you turn it this way, red, you turn it this way. Well then, right above red, he's got red fruit and black fruit. So remember that page? Kind of separated the two out. Now he talked about this in the book. He talks about the wood or oak, and then it's he's got categories like love oak, hate oak, wood, yes, wood, no, or yes, wood, no wood. And then from there he kind of, we're back on the oak side. I'm not going to follow all these around, but you got the French and American. He talks about the differences between French and American oak in the book. And then we have, in French, if you like, for the French oak, he says oui or non. So yes and no in French. And so if you follow the oui, you go up, and we've got Pinot Noir is the grape up here. And I'm really holding this in a bad way. You've got the Pinot Noir, and Grenache is the other two. Now next to that, if you don't want the oak, he specifies in that Burgundy from France. On the other side, you have Pinot Noir from the US, Australia, New Zealand, and can't make out that one. AR, what would that be? Argentina? Oh, could be Argentina. So there you got the same grapes. You got your Pinot, your Grenache. This one also has Pinotage, which would be South Africa. Okay, then over here, for American oak, you got your yes and your no, yep and nope. Yes would be the Tempranillo, which would be typical of Spain, and your no would be Zinfandel, which would be US. Okay, so, and then you kind of get the idea. He goes around and breaks it out by different things. There's the earthiness, different earth tones, which can get kind of woodsy, musty, all these types of things. So I found it interesting that it's yet another way to classify wine. You can go more by style, whether it's bold or fruity or this or that. Here you're taking it by flavor characteristics. People also classify by straight varietals. People classify by countries. So there's lots of ways to take wine and divide it up and organize it. Now I kind of like the concept of going by your flavor profiles and your odor profiles, your smell profiles. Odor just sounds bad. And it's a little bit more realistic in the sense that, okay, well, if I just say Cabernet Sauvignon, well, that could be a lot of things, depending on where it's from and how it's made and so forth. So kind of breaking it up by the flavor profiles, I think, gives a lot more meaning to the classification. So I found, like I said, I found it interesting, and if you run across any little classification systems, let me know in the comments, talk about them. So something to think about when you drink a glass of wine. What am I tasting in here, and how can I compare it to other wines? What kind of berries are these? All red berries, blackberries? Do I taste wood? Do I taste earthiness? What do I taste? So think about that with your next glass of wine, and hopefully you're drinking one right now. You should be when you watch my videos. It's the best way to relax and enjoy. So cheers until next time. There's no official wine ritual, but there is in its own sense, and a little bit less strict and rote than, say, a tea ritual, but you can have a wine ritual too. I certainly have my own.